Welcome to the Let Me Be Free podcast. My name is Jackie.
And my name is Alwynn.
We're two sisters from Ireland living in Australia, navigating our healing journeys together, and this is our podcast, Let Me Be Free.
Welcome to the Let Me Be Free podcast. This podcast episode is coming to you from the front of my house. I am sitting on the edge of my garden like a homeless person with my coffee. My hair is all over the place and I am escaping my kids. It is 7:18 in the morning and I am in one of those I can't take one more moment or bit of responsibility right now. And so I'm here and I'm writing on this, so you'll probably hear things like cars driving by while the neighbours see the random homeless person on the side of the street. Do you ever wonder, when you're a parent and you have those moments where you think, oh my God, what do I look like right now? You're in the supermarket and your kid's losing it, or you're losing it, or you just haven't had any sleep, or you're just sick of life. I have another neighbour coming out now, and so this is my life. Morning! So yeah, do you ever have those days where you're like, just can't do life, or can't do parenting, or can't do fucking anything except for sit and drink coffee, or have a glass of wine, or smoke a cigarette, or run a marathon, or obsessively clean your house, anything to get away from just the responsibilities of life. I've been feeling that. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so I'm recording this on the 16th of May here in Australia. And yesterday was Mother's Day, and I was really hoping for a day to not exist. You think about these people who go for lunches with their kids and stuff. I was like, I just didn't want to be anything to anyone for a whole entire day. That was my Mother's Day gift. And in true fashion of motherhood, the absolute opposite happened. My oldest son had a tooth infection, and so he was up all night the night before Mother's Day, and then my other son was jealous of my oldest son being sick, and so it was emergency dental, and my husband had made this lovely fry for me for Mother's Day for the morning, and I had 3 bites of it, and I tried to let my husband take over with my oldest son, but he's sick and he needs his mom, and so breakfast going cold. And then I got back to my breakfast, and me and my husband were trying to have a little bit of time, and my youngest son just would not stop coming in, and I was like, oh my fucking God, I just need a bit of space to breathe. I just need a little bit of space. And I don't know about you, but do you have anywhere where you can go to get away? Some people have families, you can run to your parents' house or your mother's house or whatever, and you can just hide out and just run away from life and its responsibilities. But I know a lot of us in this group, maybe we might have families, but we don't have much connection with them, or we have them, but we don't feel that comfortable that we could just go there and be free and not have to think about anything. Or maybe you do, which is great. Of course, I have friends and they're absolutely amazing and they're my lifeline, but they also have kids. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do kids. I don't want to know that kids exist for a whole entire hour. And other than that, then I'm like a lonely loser. Sometimes I want to have space, as in I want to just go to the beach and not be with anyone. And sometimes I want to just be alone with another person and just drink coffee and talk about absolutely fucking nothing, or just vent about life in general without having kids need us every minute of every single day. So that's where we're at this morning. I ended up escaping yesterday evening. I had the kids pretty much a lot of the day with the dentist and a birthday party and everything else. And so I got back and I was like, okay, I can't, I'm checking out now. And I went to my friends and I had a gin or two. And I don't drink much, but it was really nice to just have a gin and to not think about life. Or to think about life and talk about life, but just not be responsible for kids. But yeah. So this morning, after like the 10th time of asking my youngest son to put his pants on, I just couldn't do it anymore. I just was like, okay, I need space. And so I made myself a coffee and I'm out here sitting in the lovely crisp air. And my oldest son came out and he was like, Mom, I helped him put his pants on and he's got underpants on now. And I said, okay, that's great. And then they went back in. And then a few minutes later, they came out and my oldest son was like, I got him his cereal and he's eating now at the table. Do we get a coin? This is what my life has reverted to. So I decided in absolute desperation, because I fucking could not deal. The kids were in this serious pattern of killing each other all day long. And especially my oldest son. And honestly, it just became a pattern. And so I said to my oldest son, I would really like, try and do the conscious parenting thing. And I was like, I know that you've got lots of feelings and you're really struggling with them. And I want to help you with them. I can't let you take them out on your youngest brother, on your brother. But it just didn't stop. Nothing would change it. And I understood that he was just trying to get his emotions out. So I didn't want to shame him for that. But it was really becoming a challenge because he just would not stop beating his younger son. His younger brother. And so I woke up one morning and I have a massive bag of silver coins. And so I said to them, okay, this is what we're going to do, boys. I have a money box here and we're going to work as a team. And I know that you're in this pattern, so they know what patterns are. Well, my oldest son knows what patterns are, in a way. And so I was like, I know you're in this pattern where when you get angry, you just take all that anger out on each other. And I can't let that happen because you're hurting each other. So what we're going to do is, I've got this big thing of coins. And every single time that you're able to break that pattern and make a better choice, we're going to put a coin in the money box. And so the money is for both of you. And so if both of you can work together, that's great. If only one of you is doing the good deeds, both of you are going to get the coin. And then when you have enough coins saved up, you can buy yourself something special. So they were very excited about this. My older son understood it more. So he's 5.5, nearly 6. And my youngest is 3.5, nearly 4. And so anyways, when my oldest son was getting really angry, he would always straight away, without thinking, just hit his brother. And so it stopped him. Like, it actually got him to pause and go, okay, I'm feeling really angry. And he would come over and I generally get him to squeeze me really, really hard when he's getting angry. And so he would do that. And you know what? It actually kind of worked. The both of them started to pause before they reacted. And it was all about just breaking the pattern. It's not about, I didn't want it to be a payoff. I wanted it to be a reward for every time they were able to break the pattern. And so, yeah, it doesn't work all the time. They don't always get it right. But now they've gotten into the habit of they'll do all of these things and they'll help each other. And then they'll be like, wait, do we get a coin for that? No, honestly, I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. Take a coin. That's great. And they feel good about themselves. And I know that they should be doing this stuff, they should be doing this stuff out of the goodness of their heart. And I know that they should be helping each other and loving each other from the goodness of their heart. But the reality is I know they do that anyways. They're actually very great and loving little human beings. But they just got into this pattern of, this is the way we take out our anger and our frustration, and we don't know how to change it. And I didn't know how to change it. And so this has actually been working. It's got them to pause, and it was a good enough incentive to get them to pause and be like, if I can find another way to deal with my anger right now, then we'll get a coin to buy something. And as well, since I don't do it separately, they're in it together. So they want to work together rather than fight about it, you know. Like, I'm getting more coins than you. It's actually a joint venture. So that's where we're at. It's actually been great. So, and even like, I know that my son would have dressed my younger son or got my younger son to get dressed, even if I didn't give him coins. Just because he hates seeing his brother upset. And so I know that once I was going out, he went in, and I always worry, like, is he parentified? Does he think that he has to have the parent role in my family now? But like Bobby said to me, my oldest, I was getting really frustrated, and he said, Mom, go take a break. He's like, go and have a breather. And so I said, I'm going to do that, darling. I'm going to go outside. And so then he said, Shay, Mommy's going to go outside and she's going to take a breather. And it's going to be okay. Do you want me to help you with your pants? So he went in and he helped him with his pants. And I get a break. And I get to calm down. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to repair and say, I'm sorry for getting angry and frustrated. I know you're struggling with your pants. We need to find a way. It's just got into another pattern, where my son just... I want him to put on pants and he will not put on pants. Oh shoot, it's 7:30, we gotta get ready. So anyways, this is my download for my morning. Hope you have a great day. I am just gonna take another drink of my coffee and I'm gonna pull up my big girl pants and I'm gonna make life easy on myself today and take it really slow, because the burdens of life are feeling very heavy right now, and motherhood is feeling like a very big weight, and the house and the chores and everything, and I don't really want to do life today. So I think I'm actually going to try and do something fun with my youngest son. My oldest son is in school today and I have my youngest son home today, so I think I'm actually going to do, that's the crow, I think I'm going to do something fun and try and just let myself loosen up a bit, because I feel like I'm wound like a coil. And I know that, to be honest, there's just so much stuff going on under the surface. Like, I got up this morning and my husband was like, you've got 10 minutes before I go to work. Do you want to talk? And I was like, yes. And it was the funniest thing. I had gotten a cup of tea and a slice of toast, and I walked over towards the table and I saw a coffee cup, the lid from my coffee cup yesterday, and it said Happy Mother's Day, and I just broke down crying. And I was like, I just want a cup of coffee. And he was like, what? And I was like, when I have coffee, it just numbs out and it makes me feel happy. I just want coffee. So there you go. And I cried for about 10 minutes, not about the coffee, but just about everything else that's going on beneath the surface and the sadness. But anyways, gotta go. Judy calls.
Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. If you haven't done so already, please join our Facebook group, Let Me Be Free, The Wounded Inner Child, and post either anonymously or not what's going on for you in your world. We'd also be delighted if you would share this podcast or the Facebook group with one person who you think would benefit from the information. Be alone, Mahaguf. Have a beautiful day.